What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country, in Washington, D.C., and everything you need to know about on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below as it's completely free to do so. And remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as always, thanks for hitting the like button for us down below. We got a lot to cover here today. Senators and lots of people in Congress are talking about giving more money to you guys, to the people, because of inflation right now, particularly because of the price of gas. Yeah. First, we're going to go to Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren talking exactly about this. Check this out.
So gas prices are up big time at the pump. It's become a major issue politically here in the US. The Biden administration is calling it Putin's price rise. The Republicans are saying it's Biden's price rise. But aren't we missing out the obvious culprits, the oil and gas companies that are making record profits and price gouging along the way? Why not do something about them?
Well, got a plan for that. Senator Whitehouse and I and others have introduced a windfall profits tax that says if you're out there price gouging, you're going to have to give up a big chunk of your ill-gotten gains. That's the best way I know to be able to push back against these oil companies. You know, this is a problem we've got, and that is that when something happens that may cause the cost of the supply to go up just a little, we're watching giant corporations, oil company, but also we're seeing it in food, for example, that companies swoop in and say, hey, while we have the opportunity, they go ahead and raise prices even more. That's why we're seeing not just that prices are going up, but that profit margins are going up and going up dramatically.
I find it bizarre, Senator, that our solution to avoid buying oil from one foreign autocracy that abuses human rights is to go and buy oil from another foreign autocracy that abuses human rights. Saudi Arabia just mass executed 81 people yesterday, the largest mass execution in modern times. And yet there are reports the Biden administration wants to go hat in hand to the Saudis for more oil. At what point do we focus on renewables at home and not more oil from abroad?
Well, you know, we have to remind ourselves, if we had focused more on renewables at home starting 15 years ago, Russia wouldn't have the power that it has today. So, okay, I don't have a time machine. We can't go backwards. But please let us use this moment to concentrate our focus on the need to get ourselves off a fossil fuel economy. This is the moment that we need to be investing and doubling down again on solar, on wind, on hydro, so that Russia does not have the power. And the same is true for other countries. We shouldn't put ourselves at risk for how it is that they get their money through a fossil fuel economy, and then how they use it to try to disrupt the worldwide economy. This is a moment we need to be saying, yep, this is why all of us need to go green. We need to make that investment as a nation now.
And Senator, if Americans are getting hit hard by oil prices, why not offer them some financial relief? Why not do what the president promised to do on the campaign trail, and instead of doing endless pauses on student loan repayment, just cancel $10,000 in student debt as he promised? And I know you want him to go further and cancel $50,000. Why isn't he doing it? Why is he breaking that pledge, which he has the power to enact via executive order? He doesn't need Joe Manchin's vote on this.
So today would be a great day to cancel student loan debt, Mr. President. Remember, 40% of the people who have student loan debt do not have a college diploma. They're people who did exactly what we asked them to do. They tried, but they had babies, they were working 3 jobs, their mom got sick. It didn't work out for them. And now they earn what a high school graduate earns, but they're trying to deal with college loan debt. Also, remember what it's doing to the racial wealth gap. African Americans, Latinos borrow more money to go to school, more money while they're in school, and have a harder time paying it off. If the president canceled $50,000 of student loan debt, he could cancel the black-white wealth gap for those with student loan debt by 27 points. Think what that would do for racial equity in this country. And I'll just mention about women. 2 out of every $3 of student loan debt is owned by a woman. We struggle more to pay for college and have a harder time paying off the debts when we get out. Canceling $50,000 of student loan debt would help tens of millions of Americans, people whose only sin was to be born into a family that couldn't write a check for them to go to school, and who nonetheless got out there and tried to get an education. So I think this is the moment to do it. The president has the power. Yes. There's wind in his sails. Tens of millions of people want him to do it. So, Mr. President, now's a good time. Cancel $50,000 of student loan debt.
Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here in the comments. This is actually a bill, tax big oil on their gross profits that they're gouging the American consumer on. This is not just their normal profits. This is the profits that they're what the senators say is gouging the American consumer on. The profits that they're above and beyond that they're making in these excess times right now. So the normal profits they make is, we'll say, many billions. But now that the price of gas is just insane, they're making even more billions of dollars, And they have a formula that they've come up with, and basically says, well, we know your normal profits of X amount of billions, okay? And now you're making even more billions of dollars. And this would be, different for each company, right? And they are basically saying, because you're making even more billions of dollars while Americans are in their time of needs, you would have to give a portion of that back in the form of stimulus checks to the Americans. They would tax these companies, and they would use that tax, as you can see here, to tax big oil's profits and send the checks back to the public. Yeah, it's a very interesting concept. And we do know they're sending checks to the public. So think about it. They've sent stimulus check 1, stimulus check 2, stimulus check 3. They've sent a whole year worth of child tax credits every single month. So an entire year of child tax credits that's been stalled now. So January, February, and March payments have not gone out because they have not been able to come to an agreement on that, but they did have an entire year of monthly payments on those. There's a lot of support for it. They just need to come to an agreement here with either Joe Manchin or, yeah, you can see here, Mitt Romney wants your child to have a $4,200 yearly allowance in the child tax credits. That would be for children under the age of 6. Children ages 6 through 17 would get the same $3,000 per year in the form of monthly checks, child tax credits. Of course, he's a Republican senator, so we have new Republican support here on this, and this has come here just within the last few days. So Republicans and Democrats are now negotiating on a potential bipartisan child tax credit deal that could come this month. If they decide to work together on a potential standalone bill that could, remember that the millions of children fell into poverty in January alone after the child tax credits failed to go out in January. You can see here from the Center of Poverty on Social Policy at Columbia University, which is a nonpartisan. They're not Democrat, they're not Republican. This is just from Columbia University, right? They studied and said that 3.7 million more children fell into poverty in January alone when the child tax credits, when those monthly checks did not go out. And we're now in March, and the March payments are not going to go out this weekend either. Or, it's Monday now. So, yeah, the faster they can get these checks going out, checks to the American people in the form of whether they call them child tax credits for children and families, whether they call them gas anti-inflation stimulus checks or stimulus checks or anti-inflation stimulus checks, or they call them just stimulus checks. But because of how bad inflation is right now, we literally have, even CNN, national media right now is producing media exactly like this. Here it is from CNN. Soaring gas prices are hurting Americans. It's time for more stimulus check. This just came out just a few days ago. So, it's just here. We're seeing this all over the place now, all over the place. And if you've been watching my show, you know that we have all sorts of states, cities, and counties that are passing all sorts of stimulus time checks, stimulus release, stimulus programs, all sorts of different things. In fact, Florida did actually go ahead and pass at least one portion of their stimulus type proposal here. You could see here, Florida lawmakers approve a 1-month gas tax break for October. If you watched my previous video, you know that there was some controversy over this. Some people were saying that the Republican governor, Ron DeSantis, was under some controversy saying that he delayed this bill to the month before he goes up for re-election, which is in November, so that people were saying that he did this, he delayed it right before the election so that he could potentially get more votes. Nonetheless, you can let me know your thoughts on that. But nonetheless, the Florida lawmakers have approved a 1-month gas tax break in October for the state of Florida. Now, as much as you might say, that doesn't seem like that much, this is actually going to cost the state $200 million. $200 million. So, yeah, that's quite a 20% of $1 billion. Yeah, so just under $250 million. Yeah, so you kind of got to wonder, would that have been the best way to spend just under $250 million for the state of Florida? So yeah, the state of Florida has a 26.5 cents per gallon gas tax. So every time you go in Florida and you go to buy gas in October, you'll be saving 26.5 cents per gallon for the state. Now, if the Democrats want to do the same thing here as well, but this is with the federal gas tax, which is 18 and a half cents per gallon for the whole country. Okay, so when you look at Florida, what was that, 26 and a half plus 18 and a half, that's like nearing 50 cents. It's like 45 cents or something that you would save on every gallon. It starts to add up. On every gallon. You can see here, White House and congressional Democrats pause a federal gas tax as prices remain high and election looms. So the election's not till November, but you got to kind of think that the Democrats are going to try, hopefully, to do the same thing, and hopefully we're going to see a lot of stimulus type measures here before the election. Now you got to also kind of throw the same type of criticism per se here. Are the Democrats going to do stimulus type measures this year because of the election? Or are they going to do it anyways? So you got to kind of think they've been doing student loan relief anyways. They did the child tax credits last year, which really wasn't because of the election, because they had just been elected. They passed the stimulus check last year, the $1,400 stimulus check. $1,400 stimulus checks for adults, $1,400 stimulus checks for children, $1,400 stimulus checks for adult dependents and yeah, $1,400 stimulus checks basically for everybody as soon as Biden got elected and the Democrats controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And the child tax credits for 1 year, and the rent assistance, the mortgage assistance, the utility assistance, everything that was included underneath that reconciliation first stimulus package underneath Biden. And then Joe Manchin decided for the next stimulus package, we gotta hold off a little bit on the next one. But now he says for this new one, the new version of the Build Back Better, which they're going to apparently rebrand. Joe Biden. Joe Manchin says that he's on board for this next one, but we're not sure what's going to be in it yet. We're not sure what's going to be in it yet. So meanwhile, states, cities, and counties have been just passing like gangbusters, all sorts of stimulus checks, stimulus programs, gas tax relief. And then we have to have potential gas tax relief, which puts money back in your pockets in different ways, potentially on the federal level. And that actually could be as high as $3,600 per year. So whether it's not, or whatever type of help we can get, checks, money, vouchers, I mean, we'll take it, right? We'll take it. If it comes from the states, if it comes from the federal, multiple different things here, we'll take it, right? Because a lot of people need help right now. So let me know your thoughts here, because and do you think we're going to get extra help because it's an election year? Do you buy into that? Do you think, and you would have to compare last year versus this year. So last year we did get the $1,400 stimulus checks, and the year before that we had 2 stimulus checks. So you kind of got to buy into, do you think there's going to be more this year because it's an election year? I don't know if I buy that argument. Everybody says, election year, they're trying to buy your votes. I don't know. I mean, some people would say yes, some people would say no. I don't know. You let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are Republicans going to try to buy votes? Are Democrats going to try to buy votes? Yeah, I guess it just depends on your opinion, your thoughts, your conspiracy theories. So let me know your thoughts. I'll keep you here up to date on everything here on a daily basis. Make sure to click the subscribe button down below if you haven't yet. It's completely free to do so, and I'll keep you up to date with all these different bills and proposals. And remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember those times and tune in at those times so you don't miss out on any new videos. You can click here to watch my newest video next, and you can click here to see the details on the potential $3,600 stimulus checks that could be coming here from the government. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.